Here's your Christmas present.
Cheers.
Cheers. And with that, welcome back to the podcast, guys, with
Hannah.
and Millie.
I forgot my name for a second. And I was like, what do you want me to say?
You know why I said, what was your name? Because I was like, I forgot mine. I was like, you take over for a second. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back if you're listening on Spotify, if you're watching on YouTube.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
She's straight in. This is our Christmas special app.
Yeah, so we've got little... Show the camera.
Hey, guys. This is
Welcome back.
This is my hat.
So I'm
You
going to
got these for us, didn't you?
Yeah,
Well,
pop these
cute.
on.
We actually came matching today, unintentionally.
Yeah.
Because when you said you were wearing pink and like creamy stuff, I was like, oh my god, snap.
Snap.
Snap. Oh my god. I've just put my hat on. Does it look good?
Yeah. You might want to move it to the side, maybe because it's literally like up like,
Is it straight in one
like
go?
a unicorn.
Which way? That way?
Yeah, either way.
Perfect. I don't even know what it looks like, but we're going to roll with it. So if you haven't already guessed, this is our Christmas special episode. It's the last podcast before Christmas. It's going to come out on Friday, a few days before. So it's going to be Christmas themed, Christmas topics.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go into some good topics we didn't really go through last week.
Yeah.
You've made some... Actually, we'll have a little catch-up first, should we?
Yeah,
How's your
let's
week
go
been?
for it.
How's your Monday been?
I still don't know where I am.
Great start.
Yeah.
Happy Monday.
Yeah. Wow. It's Monday. Okay. Last week, I guess we could talk about.
We can.
Yeah, same thing. I'm not sure.
We just... Do you know what? I feel like that's been the vibe going into December.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it is. I don't know
Mhm.
what time it is. I feel like I'm just trying to get
Don't
through
know
the
who I
month.
am.
I don't know who I am. All I'm doing at the moment is looking at these snacks,
Yeah.
which for the listeners, if you can't see, we got given some snacks today as lovely gifts.
You will be able to hear it soon though.
Smay a smile. You were halfway through when I get a little bit peckish. That box is getting
We did
opened.
already say on the way in, like, we should have had more food.
Yeah, I had egg and bacon this morning. That was my morning. I had my egg and bacon, but I should have had my oats because I am hungry. Shock. But yeah.
I have had 2 chicken and rice meals already.
Already?
So,
For reference, it is... Oh, it is
well,
1.
it is 1 o'clock.
It is 1, that's
Yeah.
fine.
These feel very, like...
My hat feels sturdy, but I don't know what's going on with
I
this.
feel like my whole world is, like...
falling apart.
Yeah.
No, back on to update from last week. So we had the podcast last week. That came out, 2nd episode. And then we've also got... This one will come out this week. All Christmas updates. Next week we'll have our little question episode. But kind of just go through what we've done this week. We went on the weekend, if you can't remember what you did last week. We went and got pastries, didn't
Yeah,
we?
God, I can remember that.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Sensational.
That was the first time I've been Liverpool as well.
Yeah, I've been to Liverpool before, but I've wanted to go to... Is it Lunco? Is that how we say it?
Lunco, yeah.
Yeah, I've wanted to go there for ages. It was one that was on my prep list.
Mhm.
Obviously, everyone recommends don't make a food list in prep, but, like, we all do. So let's not lie about it. So Lunco was on there just for the croissants, really, and all the pastries that they do.
Mhm.
And it did not disappoint at all.
Unreal.
10 out of 10 would recommend going.
Would
I'm
recommend.
definitely going back. Just
See,
wow.
I love, what was it? I loved it, and I love my pastries on a weekend. I feel like that's my off plan. I love a almond croissant, and I was skeptical. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, it looked amazing. I was really excited, but I was like, what if it's overhyped?
Yeah.
And we get there, and I was like, this is poor, but it was really good.
Yeah.
And I went in going like, I'll just have 1. I ended up getting 3.
Yeah.
And then obviously we shared, but I still smashed it. I did not feel well afterwards, I would like to point out. Like
Oh, did you not?
No, I had a headache and I couldn't eat anything but a chicken salad until the evening. But it was really worth it.
Yeah.
It was really worth it. Would do
Yeah.
again. Probably will.
No, it was good. See, I think because me and Val got the ham and cheese one as well, which I think was really
Yeah.
like that was a smart move. Because the other, like, they are sweet. Like the
Yeah.
pistachio one was, I mean, that was just an overload, but
See,
they were also good.
we got a it was called pistachio monkey bread, and I think it's Val said it was like the croissant in a bun, but I thought that was probably at the bottom of my list.
Oh, really?
Second one, because I got 3. That was my third one. Second one I would say was the almond. It was a pain au chocolat.
It was.
And then my top one would have been that, because I was really sweet tooth. It was basically cookie dough and a croissant with a cookie on top, and I was like, that's outrageous.
That's another thing that I've been wanting for ages, and I didn't even realise they did it, because I was talking to someone about that specific croissant, and the only place we could find was like Paris, so we made a joke being like, oh,
let's
like
go to Paris.
Let's just get like a team trip to Paris so we can get a croissant with a cookie on it. So yeah, when I saw that it was there, I was like, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
I actually had half of that this morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
That lasted till then?
It has lasted that long. I did get quite a few though.
Yeah, true.
But yeah,
that was good.
It is very very rich. I still think the almond croissant is my favourite.
I love it.
I think you can't beat it.
You can't. That's what I was thinking. Like, I'd still go to Campania, and I'd get an almond croissant.
I had one from there the other week though, and it was very crispy.
You gave me that one. We're really going into croissant, guys, aren't we? We're really going to overboard. We had a whole Christmas episode.
We've just changed it to a tasty chat. Let's just take these off right now. We're not talking about Santa at all.
Festive season, what? Right, this needs to end after this comment. Yeah. Starting with our week is just pastries. What were we even saying?
The Campagno one.
Oh, yeah. So
that one was okay, but I had another one and it was like...
When you bought me that one, I was even like...
Could have broke a composite.
Stabbed a tooth. Oh, no. I thought it tasted a lot different.
Yeah.
And I was like, what have they done to this? It wasn't awful. I loved it. Yeah. But I was like, the same.
Yeah.
Pollen's still great. I do like pollen. Anyways, we're going to wrap up that pastry chat.
I'm going to go...
I'm going to get back to Santa. Yeah. So... Basically, guys, you've got your list. I'm going to talk about some Christmas topics.
Yeah. So I guess just like, what is Christmas to you really? Like, what do you get up to on the day?
Or like the usual routine.
Give us a rundown, yeah.
Normally, obviously wake up. Now, like I'll go home.
That's a good start.
That's a good start to the day. You wake up. No, I go home for Christmas.
Yeah.
And the day will start like... You wake up, and now we have breakfast. It's the same breakfast every time. We get my dad normally goes, whenever he goes down to London, he'll go to the bagel shop, and it's not the bagel shop. Before people comment at me being like, are you Australian? It's like Beigel, and he'll go to the bagel shop and they'll get that, and they'll get a mixture of bagels and platzels. Bagels and platzels. And we'll have that across the day as well. But that will be in the morning. And we'll have scrambled egg, smoked salmon, little thing going on, or a bit of bacon. That's breakfast. And then we'll do presents. And then mum normally starts prepping all the food. Like my nan then comes round, and then we'll do another load of like exchange. And then dad has normally opened up the alcohol by this point. Mid-morning, maybe early morning at this point.
It's 9:30.
It's 9:30. It's 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And the box fizz is open. Yeah, and then mum will start on the dinner. Nan will be there. We'll just have a catch up about life. Chilled. Music will go on. And then it's a 3-course meal. And then sometimes my mum has to work. So depending on what time she goes to work, because she's in the NHS, she'll go in the evening. And then if she's not working, we can have dinner a little bit later. But it's all, even though we don't watch the Queen's speech, it's all revolved around the Queen's speech.
Yeah. I mean, it's the King's speech now.
Oh, yeah.
It?
Yeah.
So.
No, it is. I forget that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Charles.
Yeah.
If you're listening. Just in case. No offence.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to King Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll have like it's a whole, like, my mum is very, like, we are all foodies, but like she'll make the biggest meal out of it. So it'll be like starters, and then it'll be mains, but there'll be like 2 to 3 types of meats and like everything, and then desserts, and then we'll chill, probably feel vile, regret my existence for a bit, and then I'll go in again.
Yeah.
And then it will be like EastEnders special, and then I'm on the I'm passed out.
Yeah.
And that's my Christmas day, and I'll repeat it on Boxing Day because my brother and his kids, so my nieces and nephew, come round and we have Christmas Day round too.
That's cute.
And yeah, that's my little Christmas routine. How about you?
Yeah, I think it's fairly similar, to be honest. We'll kind of wake up, again, a good start.
Fantastic start, guys. If you're not waking up on Christmas morning, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Normally, when we were little, we had presents from, obviously, a stocking from Santa, and then presents from the reindeer as well.
Lucky.
I don't know if you would ever do, like, you know, when you leave, like, a mince pie and carrots out. When
Still
we
do.
were, like, babies, yeah, we still do as well,
Still
like,
do.
milk and stuff. When we were, like, babies, when we had, like, a dummy and stuff, my mum would say that the baby reindeer needed it, like, when she was trying to get us to stop using it.
Cute.
So we would give the dummies up for the baby reindeers. So we would also leave that by the fireplace so that Santa could take the dummies to the baby reindeer. And then since then, because we gave them that, they would leave us, like, little presents too. So we opened them first. And then we would have to wait for, like, grandparents to come round and stuff. But obviously now that we're a smaller family, we don't have to wait for anyone. So yeah, probably just like a breakfast. Last year I made, it was like bacon, brie and cranberry bagels for everyone, and oh my god, they were really good.
Insane.
So have that, and then probably go on like a dog walk. Get back. My mum will have been cooking the Christmas dinner from like
12 hours.
Yeah, literally. From literally like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I'll go in the kitchen, there's like a list of like potatoes at this time, broccoli at this time, like meat at this time, pudding at this time, and like it's a military
scheduled
operation. Yeah,
like
everything is like to the minute.
Yeah.
Potatoes go in at 12:59.
Like if my mum's not sweating and like red face, like stressed at anything, it's not Christmas.
Yeah. And she'll also do like little canapes and like starters and stuff. We kind of have them as like sticky things. Yeah, while everyone's like sat chatting and stuff. Again, similar, just kind of eat. We did use to time it as well, like when my grandparents were here, about time it around the Queen's speech too. Yeah. So we would literally finish and like, oh, off we go. Queen's speech is on.
And come
we're
back.
just like, okay.
And
then,
come back for dessert.
Yeah, do the whole like set the cake on fire and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, probably by that point my granddad and dad would have been like passed out on the sofa.
Always.
Yeah, snoring like
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not even able
it's like
to be woken
clockwork,
up.
it'd be like 4 p.m.
Yeah. And then out cold.
And you think, what have you actually been doing for the day?
Yeah, just eating, but it's like a proper carb coma. Like Christmas Day is just
you're not
carb
out.
coma. Yeah. It's like the potatoes and the mash together. Like
it's just potato.
Yeah, you turn into a potato, literally.
What's your favourite part of a roast dinner? I asked this the other day, I think. Who was I? I think I asked this question the other day and I was like, what's your favourite part of a roast?
I'm not sure.
Are you even a roasty gal? That's the thing.
Like, I have it. I enjoy it. Like, when we went for a roast, I enjoyed that. But I'm not a kind of, like, every Sunday sit down and have a roast type of person. Like, we've never done that as a family. So when people, like, I know some families literally, like, Sunday, that's their family time and they sit and have a roast. Like, we've never done that. I don't know what my favourite part would be. Like,
if you were like, if it wasn't on the table, you'd be like, where's that? I'm fuming.
Yeah, probably roast potatoes.
Yeah.
But, like, made by my mum.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm a stuffing girl.
Really?
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I love potatoes. Potatoes is up there. If I had to throw it out, parsnip any day. I love me a parsnip. But if it was like you got parsnips on the table or roasted potatoes, I'd be like, either one, it's fine. So that's why I'm like, I love stuffing. If I don't have stuffing, I'm normally like, where's the stuff? That and a Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't feel complete without one. I haven't had one in ages. I'm really hungry now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would do.
I'd say roasties over Yorkshire pudding, but then I feel some people are like, oh my God, you can't have a Yorkshire with your Christmas dinner.
Watch me.
Yeah.
I'm going to have
Who
3.
makes the rules? Are we asking Santa?
No, is that Santa would say yes. More the merrier, I say.
Yeah.
Load it up.
Yeah, I do quite like a pig in blanket too.
Load me up. That's awful because I will have 3 on my plate and somehow I've eaten 9.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how.
Just multiplies.
I'm like talking, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be your like least favourite part of a Christmas dinner though? Like what's a
Peas.
Christmas dinner ick?
Peas. Why are you
Really?
there? Why are you there?
Oh my
You're
God, I
annoying
love
me.
peas.
No, you're getting all over the plate. And then you put gravy on it. I'm like, why have I put gravy with this? And it's soupy. It's like lumpy soup. No.
I love peas. I would say, yeah, mine would be Brussels sprouts. I can't.
I like a Brussels.
Yeah. The way
like a
you
Brussels.
described it though, with your mum making like bacon and did you say walnuts?
Yeah,
or
basically makes it unhealthy, which
Well,
is
yeah.
she gets like walnuts or she puts some sort of nuts with it and then bacon, and then she'll cook it all together. So then she'll like cut. It won't be like boiled Brussels. It will then be like fried basically.
something? Yeah.
And it's really
That
nice.
sounds nice.
It's a nice little. You know what I mean? It's not just Brussels.
Yeah.
I like red cabbage as well.
Yeah. Do you quite like that?
Yeah.
See, I'm not a fan of parsnips.
Really? I love parsnips.
I don't know if it's just...
One of my faves with a bit of honey on top. Oof.
Yeah, but then again, I think I would like it because of the honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sweet stuff.
Yeah, like anything could be nice with honey.
Like Brussels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. I think that wraps up that one.
Yeah.
What's our next question?
Let's see. How are you going to approach training and steps and all your kind of like bodybuilding boxes around Christmas?
I will do what feels good for me, which is normally steps are the same. If I'm not stepping on Christmas Day, that food ain't moving anywhere. Like, I need a walk. There's been times when I've been like, it's been 9 p.m. I'm like, Mum, I've got to go for a walk. She's like, you can't. I'm like, I can't. I feel ill. I need to walk. Training will be the exact same. Like, I'll be near a gym that'll be open Christmas Day, but I probably won't train Christmas Day just because it will be so busy. Unless I get up really, really early in the morning, which I'm thinking of doing anyways, because I train early. I train before 6, 6:30 in the morning anyways. So I am tempted this year to go off and train because I enjoy that. But yeah, it will pretty much be the same. I won't do anything different. The only difference that I'll have, it will be the food, because that's, I think, nice to switch off and enjoy. And like, obviously I think you just got to do what's best for you. If you're going to overeat, what better way to say, yeah, it's Christmas. Obviously you're not being like, oh, fuck it, it's Christmas. But it's just relaxed. Enjoy that time with your family, especially if you haven't given that time back to them before. Or, you know, you struggled around Christmas before. It's nice to now be able to enjoy that time with them. So no difference. All boxes will remain and all boxes will be ticked.
Yes.
How about you?
So my parents live in the middle of nowhere. So the nearest gym is like a 45 minute drive, which obviously is fine, is doable. Like, I normally do that when I visit them anyway. Just on Christmas, it just seems like such a faff. And I am literally there for 2 or 3 days. So I'm thinking of just, I don't even want to use the word deload because it's not. It's literally 2 days. I'm just going to have 2 rest days, 2 or 3 rest days. And yeah, same, like the dogs will be with us. So it'll just be lots of walks around the countryside. And yeah.
That sounds lovely though.
Do that.
Bit of chill time, bit of switch off.
Yeah. Yeah, like a proper reset, relax type of...
Carb up.
Yeah. A food.
And then get back to
I'm kind of looking forward to that because I think last year I did go to the gym. Like, I woke up at 4 a.m, like I was out, went to the gym, went and did cardio and like all of that, and like it was fine. Obviously my parents get it. but it wasn't the break and the reset that I needed it to be. Whereas like this year,
You need that.
I am really aware that I need that. I need the break. I need the reset, and I'm so ready for it.
Yeah.
So I think that's more why I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna have a break. It's not gonna change what I do with food, because that's a separate part of Christmas. I'm just more mindful this year that like it's okay to have a
Have
rest.
it off, yeah. And I think there's always around this time, isn't there, where it's every dog, cat and coaches telling us what you should and shouldn't be doing at Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, how to approach the festive season, how to manage it around this. And it's like, manage it however you want to.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you don't hit December the 1st and think, fuck it, I'm going off the rails. Like, I'm going to eat my advent calendar fully every day and like a box of celebrations every day. Like, it's fine. You're gonna essentially like fluctuate. You know what I mean? It's when you really deep it and you think, are you actually going to be looking back at in 20 years time being like, oh my god, yeah, I calorie counted my roast dinner and I made it fit my macros? No, because if you hear that, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Just enjoy your dinner, enjoy that time with your friends, with your family, and vice versa. Even if you're not celebrating Christmas and you're not making it like a big thing, or you're not into Christmas, or you're not, whatever that might be, like, don't feel like you have to then make it into a big thing because everyone's like, oh my god, yeah, like, I'm gonna eat all this and this. If that's not your thing too, it's fine. It's whatever works best for you, essentially.
Because I think that's another thing as well. Like, obviously we're lucky to have families that we want to go back to and like want to spend time with, but like that's not the case for everyone. Like everyone's Christmas, or like just everyone's days in general, look so different.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's like emphasized around this time of year because, like you said, there's so much on social media about like, you know, do this or like don't do this, and it can be overwhelming. And like obviously you mentioned that your mum like works for the NHS. Like Christmas is for people who have jobs that can't take time off, looks so different than, you know, other people's.
Yeah, like my dad, he won't this year, but normally like every year, Christmas Eve is like one of the busiest, because he owns a taxi company, so it's one of the busiest nights, it's one of the busiest days, because there's people going out on the piss like the night before, so they need a taxi, and obviously the rate is up, so he'll always be out for the, like, I wouldn't see him, like he'd go out in the afternoon and normally he's out all day, and then he'll be back late that night, so I wouldn't really see him Christmas Eve unless he was like, I'm taking it off. And then vice versa, my mum then, like last year she did it and she left at like 3:30. She didn't get back until gone 10 because she finishes at 10. Because she started at 4, but that's Christmas hours because normally she'd start at 2. So yeah, that's quite, especially if you've got family who are working or you're working. Like I know you were saying before, you've worked, what was it, 3 Christmases?
Yeah.
In a row. So
yeah, I know it's kind of like, obviously going back to, well, I guess a couple of years ago, and it's something we spoke about before, that kind of like sometimes Christmases are like a bit different, and it hit me like a couple of years ago. It was the first Christmas after my first grandparent died. So obviously it was like this massive change in how Christmas was going to be moving forwards, and it's like it's something you can never be prepared for ever. And it was just the hardest Christmas ever because it was so different from what we'd been used to, like as a family unit together, I guess.
Especially when you're close, really like extremely close to that family member, and it's approaching the festive season completely differently.
So then for a couple of years after that, I sort of like, I love Christmas, like I'm so festive, like I always get so excited for like exactly Christmas or birthdays, just any reason to like celebrate and like be with people and like just feel the love and connection that you have with others. Like that's so important to me. But then after that Christmas where we lost my grandma, because it was different, I was like, I don't want it anymore. Like I it's not the same, so I don't want to do Christmas at all, which I know is like a sad way to look at it, because obviously it was like, it's still Christmas for my family that are here, But I could not come to terms with it. So then the year, I think it was maybe the year after that, I went to Australia. I was there for like a year anyway. And then I came back, and then it was 3 years after that. I also worked in the NHS, so I just volunteered to work Christmas and New Year a couple of times, like both of them. Because I was like, I don't, like, I'd rather work than be at home.
Gives you an excuse to then, because if you are free, you feel like you then have to go.
Yeah. So it was just kind of an excuse to like not be at home for Christmas. So yeah, it kind of, that threw a spanner in the works. And I think that's always a difficult thing to approach too, because you never know, like I said, nothing prepares you for that. But then obviously since then, and since losing other grandparents too, I've kind of come to the terms that like it is about celebrating rather than like being sad. So like now I'd rather be with my family and celebrate things and celebrate everything that has gone well, rather than like hiding away from the fact that like
you're sad,
I'm sad, and like, and it's a difficult time of year, and like maybe we don't have specific people with us, but we do still have like the majority. So now I'm like,
it's just being grateful for the ones.
I'll celebrate Christmas again.
Bless you with my presents. But it's just being grateful for who you do have around with you, which I think is a nicer perspective to have than hiding away and feeling sad. And obviously it's okay, like, but again, it's how you choose to celebrate. There's no right and wrong way, is there?
And I guess just like making new memories, like if circumstances have changed, and obviously that'll move on to like another question in a bit, but like if circumstances have changed, it doesn't mean that like everything has to change, or that like you can't keep celebrating where you are. It just means like it's about making new memories on your new path. And obviously it also helped that my parents moved house, so it was literally like a completely different Christmas. So there were no memories linked. Of but so now I'm back on my enjoying Christmas hype.
That's good.
And obviously since then, you know, food is in like a much better place, because that first year was like when it just went completely downhill. So it was not a great time at all. Whereas now, like, I'm like looking forward to making all the different foods and like all of that. So my parents are grateful, which also makes up for it, because it's like I can give that to them.
I was going to say, it's like giving them that time, because I was going to tap into that about people who have like probably see Christmas as, not majority of people, but I know a few people, and it probably has been in the past, like Christmas is a trigger, like with the food around it and the stigma behind it and the thought behind it, because especially if you come from a background of disordered eating and you've already got the mindset of, oh my god, I've got Christmas Day, I'm anxious about it, because if I'm gonna eat and then I've got to overeat, and then what if I can't train because the gyms are shut, and it's like it's going to put me back on progress, or like I don't want to eat, but I'm now surrounded by everybody who's watching me, and it's a like a mind whirl. So that's another reason why I think it's quite sensitive to, not sensitive, but it's sensitive to being like, oh my god, Christmas is amazing to everyone, because it actually, some people, it's really stressful when it comes to that side of things, and not just because you can't go train, but it's the mindset and the approach. And like, we joke and we're like, oh, just have some potatoes, but to them it's like, no, this is life or death for me. Like, this is making me so anxious and ill thinking about it. Like, I just don't want to have it, and they don't enjoy it. So I think that's
it's definitely like one of the most tricky times of year, I would say, just in general,
because I think it really makes you realise as well how, when you're in a good and positive place, how appreciative and grateful you can be. But when you're not, it just feels like the worst time of year. Like, when you feel like you're not enjoying it, or there's other things in place, or you're stressed for other reasons, again linking back to either the disordered eating, or you've lost loved ones, it is difficult. And it is like a sensitive topic, or you're having another Christmas with like out your grandparents, or just any sort of kind of loss. It is difficult. So it's a sensitive one when you're you can be goofy, like running around, and also like it makes you put into perspective how I've not noticed like recently, but every Christmas I always feel very appreciative because I think of like I'm very grateful to be in the position that I am in. Mm-hmm. Like, I know we're getting very deep here, but in terms of like house over my head, food, like I know we talk about food in a privileged position and how it's like, oh, that can be a really stressful time of year, like how, you know, all these things, but there's people who literally can't eat because they're not able to. And I think this time of year is very much a big reminder for me, like we are very privileged for the position that we're in and the food that we get and the people that we have in our lives. That's a nice little reflective Christmas thought that I like to have.
When you're all together as a family, is there anything that you do, like, do you play any games, or is there anything that is kind of like a family tradition that you do at Christmas?
A domestic?
Always. Argue over Monopoly.
Always. There's always a domestic.
Someone
which is
takes
funny.
The last potato.
Oh, don't. And it's
never me.
It's never me.
Yeah,
I was about to say, it's never me. I'm fuming. Yeah. I've got 10 on my plate, but I might need one more. All right? Don't take it from me. Christmas Eve, we always watch the same film, which is, oh my God, I forget it every time, but it's my favourite Christmas film.
It sounds it if you can't remember.
It's A Wonderful Life. There we go. And that's on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, the traditional EastEnders, Wallace and Gromit comes out.
Oh my God, yeah.
What else comes on? I don't bother with Coronation
Gavin
Street.
And Stacey and stuff like that.
Oh, that gets binge watched. Oh my God, you've just triggered a memory.
Doctor Who.
They do, but I've not watched that in years.
No, neither.
The minute I feel like David Tennant signed off, I was like, I'm out of it.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Yeah,
I'm not here. But yeah. I used to be a diehard EastEnders fan as well.
Really?
I would watch it, like, growing up every night. I knew it was on a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and a Friday. And then it'd be a double bubble on a Christmas.
See, I used to watch that when I worked on wards because it was just like... It was
just on.
The patients would love it. That we just had such like a routine with all the programmes, and then it would get to a certain time and like another patient would want to switch over to a different channel, and it was like, yeah, come on then. But yeah, to be fair, I think working in the NHS over Christmas was probably one of the things that like set off me feeling like really grateful.
Yeah.
Because it was like a hard environment to work in anyway.
I was going to say, yeah.
And then over Christmas, and it was like during COVID, the C word, when people weren't allowed to even come onto the wards because like everything was shut down. It was literally just staff that were allowed in and out and that. So like they couldn't even see their families. And like I couldn't travel home anyway because when you weren't allowed to travel. So it was like everyone was kind of coming together to make it like the best Christmas you could. And it kind of just like reminded me like it's not about anything else other than like coming together with people and trying to fill it with like joy and just positivity and stuff like that. So I think that those were the first like couple of years. What are you laughing at?
No, I was really taking it in, and then your Santa thing started wobbling.
I was just saw you like
I wasn't laughing. I was properly like listening to it, and then
like,
one of these
I've
just
said something wrong ago. Because you remember, was it last week that I was like, oh, what did I say?
Scratch the itch, or something.
I think about that all the time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I can't.
If we go to bed at night and you're like,
scratch the itch.
No, I was like, and then it was one of those where it's like, you know, when you can't laugh because this is a really serious topic, and your Santas are just like, hee hee hee.
But yeah, so I would say that probably like was the moment that I was like, oh, I do actually have a lot to be grateful for, because this is such a hard environment to be in, and like they're all still really grateful for like what we're doing for them. So
yeah,
that was that.
And it does as well, like with that being not just on the wards, but like again getting into that serious topic of your health and just being really grateful and appreciative. And I think that's one thing that put me into a big perspective this year with like some other just other stuff that's happened that's made me really like appreciate health and really appreciate like the people that you've got with you. And I think Christmas is a good time to make those memories regardless. Again, don't want to get morbid, but regardless of this, you know, it's their last one, or you don't know like whether you'll have these memories again. And I think it's just really, really making the most of it. So even when you're not feeling that festive or you're not feeling like X, Y, and Z, I would hate to look back and be like, oh, that's how I spent, you know, that last Christmas. I'd hate for it to be like that. I'd rather it look back being positive and being memorable. And even like you in the wards, I'm sure it like making the most out of it, because you don't know what potentially they're going through or what their future is.
Yeah.
You know,
I can really feel the Santas like
just diggling about,
going for it. But one tradition that we had as a family, obviously aside from like leaving the mince pie and the carrots out and stuff, was we would always get, well, there's two actually. We would watch Santa on the Santa tracker. I don't know if you ever did that.
No.
So my mum would get it off on the computer. I don't know what it was called, but it was like a tracker that would tell you where Santa was in the world.
Yeah.
She'd get it on and be like, oh my God, he's in Europe. Like, you need to go to bed. So then we would go to bed because Santa was on his way. Like, you can't see him because then, like, he won't leave you presents. So, yeah, she used to get that up all the time and be like, he's literally round the corner. Like, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Now. And then obviously that's when she would like wrap all the presents and we'd come down and be like, oh my God,
Santa.
No. And then we also had this like, I don't know what it was called. It was like, let's just say like reindeer dust or like something.
Had that.
Yeah.
When it was
and
like,
it was literally like
glitter.
oats with glitter in. Yeah. And we would get like 2 packets, like me and my brother would have a packet each, and we'd stand on the doorstep and literally like hoy it like over the like garden walk type, I don't know what, patio, no it's not a patio,
like the front,
path,
porch,
like the path down the garden,
like
and literally just like scatter it, because that's what the reindeers like, to land on the street.
No, I did. So I did that. The only difference was this was when I was living in Dubai. So I was 8 at the time, and it was like not Christmassy. Like it was Christmassy, but it just wasn't Christmassy at all. So it would be like scattering glitter, which was like the reindeer dust, be like, go scatter the glitter, which would be onto like the concrete patio in the back, which would blow away with the sand, and I'd be like, oh my God, Santa's coming.
That's so cute.
And that's like my little, that just triggered a memory there. It's not the same in like I mean it was, because that's the only Christmas that I knew, but like in the hot countries, no one really, it wasn't like Christmas. Like over here when I came, like when I moved back, it was like, oh my God, if anybody didn't know, or for any listeners, I lived abroad till I was, oh my God, how old was I? I was nearly 9. So I moved to the UK in 2009. So it was in Asia, where Christmas wasn't very like Christmassy. And it wasn't, because obviously it wasn't the main religion that was celebrated or worshipped over there. So it was very a different gravy when I come back here. I was like, wow, because I absolutely love Christmas anyways, but then to see it on like crack in UK, I was like, this is amazing.
Let's go. Obviously, because I grew up in London, and just like all the Christmas lights in London, I think is like one of the best places to just go and see it, and like you do just feel so Christmassy. I don't actually feel that Christmassy this year. Do you?
No.
I feel like we had the snow a couple of weeks ago and I was like, oh my God, are we going to have a white Christmas? And I got so excited.
No.
And then it literally hit December, and
I don't know how I've eaten 15 days worth of advent calendars, because I have, what is it?
I've not even touched mine.
Oh, me at 5 a.m. that gets wolfed down. I'm like, first thing I do, I'm like, water, no. Advent. No, I'm really not. I don't know if it's because it's been busy. I don't know if it's like, I don't want to say the thing of getting older. I don't think that's it. But
no, because like I just want to think that I would still enjoy Christmas. I just think it's just been this year.
Like, yeah, I'm really excited to go home. I'm really excited to see my mum and my dad. and spend time with them. I think that's only the kind of aspect that I'm enjoying about Christmas at the moment, and spending that quality time. But I'm not like, I think this is the most festive I've been this year, to be honest. It's hot.
Yeah.
No, you and EP the other day was pretty festive.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was
okay.
fun. But then again, I think it's like I've been looking forward to doing those types of things and like spending it with people. Like I'm also looking forward to like seeing my parents and stuff. But then normally like my whole house would be Santa's workshop.
Yeah.
We'd have like stuff everywhere.
It's a white Christmas at mine. My mum was very like white, blue, greens. What's yours?
Decorations. My Christmas tree like at home with my parents is like a rainbow threw up on it. There's no color scheme.
It's just
there's
red.
No coordination. It's like every color under the sun.
Oh no.
Because my mum will get like just the most random baubles ever. Like we have like the rainbow lights. Up until a few years ago we would have done tinsel and all sorts too. Like it's
the
a
full
rainbow
shebang.
threw up on that thing.
Really?
Yeah. But it's just like, it's just how she likes it. Like it's always been like that. So yeah. So like I would have a colour scheme.
Yeah.
But then when I think of Christmas and I think of my mum, it's just
throw up.
A mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like that's just how she has it, and no bauble is the same. They're all like there is not one bauble
that
on
matches.
There that is the same.
See, I love that.
It's not like they're from holidays or anything though. No, they're just
random. Like, oh, that's a nice one. Yeah. My mum's like, bless her, she'd let me decorate the tree and I'd be like, oh my God, I did such a good job. And then she'd be like, yeah, babe, you did. And I'd go to bed and she'd redecorate it.
Yes.
And then it'd be coordinated as anything. I'd come down being like, oh my God, yeah, I really did such a good job, didn't I? And she'd be like, yeah, you did, sweetie. Like, she's just redone the whole tree. Now it's like every bauble is in its place. It's in a colour scheme, white, blue, and green, like almost like a Frozen themed. I was like, can I have like a bit of red? Like when I used to live at home. And I'd get like a square part in the kitchen where I could have a red tree, and as soon as I moved out, she was like, you can take that with you. You can decorate your room with that. She was like, I don't want red and gold in here anymore.
Yeah.
She's very like particular.
That reminded me of another thing we always used to do. We would go to like a garden centre or like John Lewis and go to the Christmas bit, or like sometimes Selfridges, go to the Christmas section and pick out a bauble. And this is why they're all different